What got you here will not get you there. I'm sure you're aware of this phrase. My question to you is, what are those key differentiators which will help you to move to the next ladder in your career? Or what is stopping you from moving to the next career ladder? Have you mapped out those areas? Are they only the technical and the domain expertise? You know the answer. Of course not. Nowadays, artificial intelligence, advancement in the technology has drastically changed the dynamics of the industries. But still, the human psychology, the human behavior, the leadership traits are still the same, which are required for you to move to the next level. If you're still continuing as an individual contributor or just as a manager's mindset, it is not going to help you. And if you're going to blame only the organizational politics, it is not going to help you. Because more than the external factors, the inner dialogue, as I've been mentioning in most of my videos, the internal dialogue is the most important thing. You must be aware that what conversation do you have with you? What are your behaviors? So in today's video, I'm going to discuss those key behaviors, those differentiators, which will help you to move from your current role to the next role, which will help you to become a leader, from a manager to a leader. All right. So, what are basically the traps? Let's talk about some common behaviors. If you are an overachiever and you have been doing everything great in your current role in all the years that you carry the experience, but still now is the time that you feel stuck, you're not able to crack the next levels, then what can be those some common behaviors? One can be perfectionism, that yes, you like doing things your way, but you are so much into perfectionism that you do not let others who are working with you to understand their mindset and integrate their inputs as well. You're just your way. So a lot of perfectionism, which is also maybe leading to waste of time, which is leading to strained relationships with the stakeholders, with cross functions, etc., or even with your direct teams, if at all you're managing teams. And the next one is longer hours. I've seen this, even now we are in 2026, and since ages, this has been the key problem. That people often believe that if they are working long in the office, if they are in front of the eyes of their bosses, or even if they are working from home, but they are continuously on the system, and every day their hours of working are increasing, then they are getting ready for the next promotion. Not at all, it's a myth. And another can be micromanaging. Again, a very, very common behavior. And generally, people are not even aware that they're doing micromanagement. So, getting into small things which can be done by cross functions, by direct reportees, by people who you're working with. Even then, you're getting into them and getting them done by your own. So, you're putting a lot of time on things which can be easily managed by others. Yeah. So, these are some common behaviors. Now, what do they do? They actually signal the higher management or your superiors, your bosses, that you're still into the execution mode. You're not yet ready for the next level or for the leadership role. And that is where the problem is. So you have to understand and analyze that what are your day-to-day behaviors. Now, to break this perception and to move to a strategic vision, I'm going to share a matrix with you in this video as well, which will help you, as I mentioned earlier, in differentiating the exact behaviors. All right. Now, managing tasks or finding the errors and putting all the time over there, seeking for validation, I call it as the execution trap. And when you move from this mindset to the mindset of start engaging and emotional resilience and working towards a vision, that is the time that you create your executive horizon. Okay. So let's look at this matrix now on your screen. On the left hand side, these are the manager mindset behaviors. Point number one on the left hand side is perfectionism and control, as I mentioned earlier. always looking for perfectionism. What happens with this? People who are working with, they start feeling dissatisfied while working with you. Because when you are perfect, you always look for perfectionism. You're not giving a chance to others to execute things or do things as per their way as well. And that is what refrain the relationships and the associations, and even hampers the processes and the projects. Point number two here is external validation. That when you're done with something, you're moving to your bosses and you're saying that I've done this. Did you like it? Have you done it correct? Or maybe something like this. So just the execution mindset. Point number three is micromanagement and doing. Again, as I mentioned earlier, you're doing everything on your own. You're putting a maximum of your time in those things which can be easily done by others. Point number four, reacting to problems. Important aspect. You're not able to control or manage your emotions. You very easily react to situations, you react to errors, you react to problems, and you sometimes even show anger to people, right? And this very easily sends the signal to the top management, to the higher authorities, that you're not yet ready with that mindset of moving to the next level in your career. Point number four here is broadcasting activities. That is simply you, even on the emails, write down that what has been done, and that's it. Are these the only things which will help you? Not at all. Now, let's bring the focus to the right side of this matrix and let's talk about the executive mindset. So, what you have to shift in your mindset, in your behaviors, in your psychology, as well as in your communication. Point number one, vision and psychological leverage. That means you need to have a clear vision of your role and how is it aligned with the organizational vision. And similarly, you have to align everybody whom you're working with. Point number two, emotional resilience. If at all things are going wrong, it is absolutely fine. You're able to manage your emotions because you know that you can do it once again. You have an opportunity, or even if you do not have an opportunity, you're not left with the time. There is no point in losing your control. There is no point in losing or say, mismanaging your emotions. There is always a scope of it. Point number three, empowerment and aligning. You are ready to give chance to the people you are working with to make mistakes because you're standing at the back to support them. You're giving them freedom. And this is something which is conveying them that yes, you trust them. So give them empowerment. When you delegate tasks, show them the vision, align them with the department's goal. Tell them how is it going to connect and how is it going to contribute in the organizational goal. So empowering and alignment. Point number four, anticipating business goals. Even when you are taking a delegation from your superiors, you are taking a handover of a project or a new thing or a new task, or you're creating some new things, some new work for your teams. You're able to anticipate the business goals. You're communicating that with the higher management, with your bosses. Okay, I think this is what I understand. This is how it is going to contribute to the organization. That conveys that you are able to see the big picture. And the last point here is broadcasting insights and outcome rather than the activities. Very important. Over emails, during the review meetings, during common meetings, you're talking about the insights this entire project or experience that has been giving you and your team. You're sharing the outcomes that where you all have been led to, where it is going to lead, how it is going to contribute, right? So you see, there is a big shift in the mindset. You probably find them small in terms of words, but this is altogether a change in your inner dialogue, in your psychology. And as I said earlier, before moving to organizational politics, you must have to shift your mindset and change your inner dialogue, change your communication, as well as change your day to day behaviors. It is not going to be changed, of course, just after watching this video. You have to practice it. I was coaching a gentleman with 16 years of experience into IT industry. His challenge was he was still into the individual contributor role. Why? Because he never wanted to start managing teams. So he always refrained himself in managing people directly. He never liked working with people. We worked together over a couple of months of time, we identified his bottlenecks. So here, what happens is the beliefs have to be shaken up and the beliefs have to be changed. So the matrix which I've shown you, these are all behaviors as well as strong anchored beliefs that one carries. And the beliefs have to be shaped and changed. They have to be turned towards the empowering beliefs. After a few months, he was able to crack down that where all he lacks and why is he stopping in his career growth. Because at the end of the day, one has to get into a leadership role, because you just cannot be at an individual role and get retired from there. You have to take up the next roles in your career. So for that, you definitely have to change your mindset. So if you are ready to build your unshakable executive presence, if you want to navigate your career growth with total clarity, I have given the one-on-one authority link in the description of this video. Do book a one-on-one call with me. Let's understand, let's map out your behaviors, your psychology, your beliefs, and let's be prepared for your next career growth or your next upcoming interview. Learn more from my next video, which is on your screen. Do subscribe to my channel to learn more about leadership and cracking the next level interviews. I have given the PNA systems, great NLP techniques, which will shift you internally and change your persona, your perception, as well as your behaviors. I see you in my next video. Till then, take care.